Hello everyone. So we are here again. So today we'll be discussing about glenohumeral joint capsule and ligaments. So first of all, we'll be discussing about glenohumeral joint capsule. So let's have a look. Hello everyone. So welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be discussing about glenohumeral joint capsule. So as you already know, glenohumeral joint, it consists of humeral head and the glenoid fossa. So let us have a look at the capsule. So basically in this picture, if you can see, this red one is the capsule. So basically the peculiar feature is superiorly it is taut, means in a tightened position. And if we talk about the interior position, anteriorly and inferiorly, it is slightly laxed, means it is relaxed. Why? Because if it will not be laxed here and here, then we will not be able to perform full range abduction and flexion. We are able to do it because it is relaxed. Okay. And if we talk about the closed pack position for our shoulder joint, it is basically the abducted position and laterally rotated position of the humerus. In that position, this capsule twists itself and it gives a completely taut position, and that is known as the closed pack position for the capsule. So now this capsule is reinforced by the ligaments and the muscles. That is how it provides the stability. And we have four main ligaments, that is coracohumeral ligament, superior glenohumeral ligament, middle glenohumeral ligament, and inferior glenohumeral ligament. So let's understand their role in detail. First, we'll be discussing about superior glenohumeral ligament. So as you can see in this picture, this pink one is basically a superior glenohumeral ligament. Okay. As you can see, it is originating from the superior glenoid labrum and the base of the coracoid process and attaching to the neck of the humerus. So it has a major role to play in providing the stability when the arm is at 0 degree abduction. Okay. Now, if we talk about the inferior glenohumeral ligament, it's a 3 bands, that is anterior, posterior, and this one is the axillary pouch. So what is the role of this ligament? It will provide the stability when this will be abducted at 90 degree. And if you could see between superior glenohumeral ligament and in middle glenohumeral ligament, there is a thin area between the two that is known as foramen of Whitbrecht, and that is the most weakest point from where the anterior dislocation of the humerus can happen. Okay. So now let us discuss about coracohumeral ligament. This is this one. It is originating from the base of the coracoid process and it has 2 bands. One will be attaching to the greater tubercle along with supraspinatus tendon, and the other band will be attaching to the lesser tubercle along with subscapularis tendon. So basically it forms a tunnel, as you can see over here, and through which your long head of biceps will be passing through, and it has a major role to play in preventing the inferior translation of the humerus in dependent position. Okay. So very important concept is about rotator interval capsule. So the structures which are forming this is basically your coracohumeral ligament, superior glenohumeral ligament, and superior capsule, as we discussed about the capsule earlier. So these 3 structures are known as rotator interval capsule. They have a major role in basically bridging a gap between the supraspinatus tendon and subscapularis tendon. So hence they provide great stability during the shoulder movements. So keep following us on this channel. We'll be meeting you soon with a new topic. If you are liking our videos, do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.